Imagine a monstrous sea creature so immense and formidable that it makes the most gigantic of whales seem like mere minnows. Welcome to the enigma that is the Leviathan, a mythical beast that has been a part of human folklore and religious texts for as long as memory serves. The Leviathan is not just a creature of tales and stories but a symbol, a metaphor that has been interpreted and reinterpreted over centuries. In the annals of antiquity, the Leviathan was described as a sea monster of colossal proportions. This wasn't a creature you'd stumble upon during a casual swim in the ocean. This was an entity so huge, so fearsome, that even the bravest of mariners would tremble at the thought of encountering it. Its descriptions across cultures are as varied as they are terrifying. Some depicted it as a giant fish, others as a monstrous serpent. In some narratives it had multiple heads, and in others, it had a body covered in impenetrable scales. No matter the description, one thing was consistent: its sheer size and fearsome nature. This creature was not only a source of terror, but also an embodiment of the unknown, the unpredictable, the uncontrollable. It represented the raw, untamed force of nature, the chaos that humans could neither understand nor control. It was a reminder of our insignificance in the grand scheme of things, a humbling symbol of how small we are in comparison to the vast mysterious universe. The Leviathan has been a subject of fascination, of horror, of intrigue. It has found its way into poems, into stories, into theologies. It has been used as an allegory, a warning, a symbol of power and destruction. And yet, despite the fear it incites, despite the destruction it represents, there is something captivating about the Leviathan. There is a strange allure to its mystery, to the power it holds, to the terror it instills. It is a paradox, a captivating terror, a fascinating horror. The Leviathan, a creature of immense power and mystery, has intrigued and terrified humans for centuries. The Bible paints an awe-inspiring picture of the Leviathan. This colossal sea creature is described in vivid detail in the Old Testament, most notably in the book of Job and the Psalms. The book of Job refers to the Leviathan as a fire-breathing monster with a hide as impenetrable as iron and teeth that are terrifyingly sharp. Its strength is beyond human comprehension, and it is said to stir up the sea like a pot of ointment. This fantastical description has led some to believe that the Leviathan was a literal creature, perhaps a dinosaur or a massive sea reptile that coexisted with early humans. However, the Leviathan is not just a monstrous beast in the biblical narratives. It also carries significant symbolic weight. Some scholars interpret the Leviathan as a metaphor for evil forces that threaten the order of the world. It embodies chaos, danger, and the destructive aspects of nature that humans cannot control. In the Psalms, the Leviathan is depicted as a creature that plays in the sea, suggesting a less menacing role. Here, the Leviathan could symbolize a powerful nation or empire, demonstrating the biblical author's understanding of international politics. The Leviathan can also be seen as a representation of the unknown, the fearsome, and the awe-inspiring aspects of creation. Its portrayal serves to remind us of our human limitations and the vast, unfathomable power of the divine. So what do we make of this biblical Leviathan? Is it a literal sea monster, a representation of malevolent forces, or an embodiment of powerful nations? The beauty of the biblical text is that it allows for multiple interpretations, each shedding light on a different aspect of human experience and divine mystery. Whether literal or metaphorical, the Leviathan of the Bible is a force to be reckoned with. It stands as a testament to the ancient world's fascination with the sea and its mysteries, a symbol of the uncontrollable forces of nature, and a reminder of the awe-inspiring power and complexity of creation. The Leviathan is not confined to the Bible. It has swum its way into other cultures as well. Let's dive into the vast ocean of world mythology, and see how other civilizations envisioned their own Leviathans. In the icy realms of Norse mythology, we encounter Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent. This beast was so colossal it encircled the entire world, gripping its own tail in its mouth. Like the Leviathan, Jormungandr was a sea monster, a creature of chaos and a symbol of the end times. The differences, however, are just as striking. Jormungandr, unlike the Leviathan, was not created by God, but by the trickster god Loki. Moreover, it's not just a sea creature but a symbol of the entire world, representing the cyclical nature of time and the interconnectedness of all things. Moving to the balmy climes of Indian mythology, we meet the Makara, a sea creature often depicted as part crocodile, part elephant, and part peacock. Like the Leviathan, the Makara is a creature of the deep, associated with water deities and often seen guarding entrances to underwater palaces. However, unlike the Leviathan, Makara is not a harbinger of chaos and destruction. It's a symbol of love and luck, a creature of beauty and mystery. These are just two examples among many. From the Japanese Ryujin, the dragon of the sea, to the Australian Aboriginal rainbow serpent, we see echoes of the Leviathan across cultures. Each culture has painted its own portrait of this sea monster, reflecting its unique fears, beliefs, and values. Yet amidst this diversity, there is a common thread. Whether it's the biblical Leviathan, the Norse Jormungandr, or the Indian Makara, these creatures symbolize something larger than life, something awe-inspiring and terrifying. They represent the overpowering force of nature, particularly the sea, that humans have always been in awe of, a force that can nurture us, but also destroy us. Across cultures, the Leviathan symbolizes an overpowering force, often associated with the sea, that humans stand in awe of. Why would God create such a fearsome creature only to destroy it? This question has puzzled theologians, scholars, and curious minds for centuries. The story of Leviathan, a colossal sea monster, is a fascinating one, full of allegory and metaphor. In religious interpretations, the creation of the Leviathan is seen as a demonstration of divine power. Some scholars suggest that God, the ultimate creator, brought the Leviathan into existence to showcase his supreme authority over all of creation. The Leviathan, being a creature of immense power and dread, served as a testament to God's might. The creature's vast size and fearsome nature, as described in the holy texts, were not meant to incite fear, but to inspire awe at the Creator's capabilities. It was a symbol of the divine power that could bring such a creature into being and control it. The Leviathan was not a threat to humanity, but a demonstration of the strength and authority of God. But why then would God destroy such a creation? The answer lies in the interpretation of the Leviathan's destruction as a symbol of the triumph of good over evil. The Leviathan in many religious texts represents chaos, disorder, and evil. Its destruction signifies the ultimate defeat of these negative forces. The act of destroying the Leviathan is akin to the eradication of evil from the world. It is a metaphorical representation of God's promise to bring about a time when evil will be no more. The destruction of the Leviathan is a beacon of hope, a reassurance that good will always prevail, irrespective of how formidable the forces of evil may seem. In essence, the Leviathan's tale is more than just a story of a sea monster. It is a narrative of divine power, the struggle between good and evil, and the eventual triumph of righteousness. The creation and subsequent destruction of the Leviathan serves as a powerful narrative of divine power and the ultimate victory of good over evil. The Leviathan, a creature of myth and lore, holds a significant place in human consciousness. This colossal sea monster, depicted in ancient scriptures, has served as a symbol of the unknown and the divine in various cultures around the world. The Leviathan story is not just a tale of a monstrous creature, but it is a metaphorical narrative that encapsulates our fear of the unknown. The sea, where the Leviathan resides, has always been a source of mystery for humans. It's vast, it's deep, and it's filled with creatures unknown to us. The Leviathan, lurking in the depths, personifies this fear. It's a symbol of what we cannot control or comprehend. But the Leviathan isn't merely a figure of terror. In many interpretations, it also represents the power of the divine, the unchallenged authority that can create and destroy at will. It's a reminder of our place in the grand scheme of things, of the awe-inspiring forces that exist in our world and beyond. The influence of the Leviathan story extends far beyond ancient scriptures. It has seeped into literature, art, and even modern pop culture. From Herman Melville's Moby Dick to blockbuster movies like Godzilla, the Leviathan's legacy lives on. It's a testament to the enduring power of this narrative, how it continues to resonate with our collective consciousness. In art, the Leviathan often serves as a symbol of chaos and destruction, a challenge for heroes to overcome. It's a narrative device that allows us to explore themes of courage, resilience, and the triumph of good over evil. In modern pop culture, the Leviathan has taken on new forms, from gigantic sea monsters in fantasy games to metaphoric representations in psychological thrillers. It continues to captivate our imagination, fueling our fascination for the unknown. The story of the Leviathan, a symbol of the untamable and unknown, continues to captivate us, reminding us of the awe-inspiring forces that exist in our world and beyond.